Good day, and I love you. Welcome to the Daily Dose, your daily dose of well-being for Friday, October 5th, 2018. I'm Heather Peterson, Lockhart, and I'm the Chieftess. I'm a well-being coach. So, we've been cleansing and balancing our mind, body, and spirit this week in early October. Today, I have a straight gift for you. That's what this is. So, did you know that it is impossible to have an outcome in your life, any kind of situation, any kind of anything, that you are not entertaining in your consciousness? If it's not on your radar, it just can't happen. Now, this is truly important because so many of us just think we're, well, hung out to dry and at the whim of the world. And oh no, it is not so. We truly are seeing the manifestations of our hearts and our mind's desires. And not exactly in this timeline, but what we're seeing in front of our faces is what we were thinking about and what we were feeling about yesterday. Again, not exactly in that timeline, but it's to illustrate my point. So if you want what's going on in front of your face to change, you gotta change the way you're looking at it and the way you're feeling about it, right? So I have a motto for you today. Perish, poverty, push, prosperity. Okay? Perish, poverty, push, prosperity. I'm going to show you how this works in everyday life. Beautiful woman came up to me the other day in the gym. She was talking about the opportunity to start a new job. She was very apprehensive about this new opportunity. She was talking about the current place she's working and how it's really not a good environment. And these people are weirdos. And they're like, you know, in her business. They're like completely inappropriately in her business. They're weird. And she was like, how does this always happen? You know, like, how do I always get these weirdos in my life? How is this in my, you know, in my environment? And I'm listening to her talk, and then she says, you know, I said, so are you concerned about this new opportunity? Are you concerned about working with this woman? And she said, no, not at all. I think it's a wonderful opportunity. It's just that ever since my, you know, my corporate job bottomed out, I'm totally worried that the bottom's going to fall out on everything. And I was like, whoa, 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 whoa. Right there, stop. That's it right there. Okay. Generally, when you start talking like this, or if you start journaling, journaling is a wonderful tool by ourselves if you're not working with someone. You can peel the onion and get to the root of it, right? So here she is holding a belief of poverty, that the bottom's always going to fall out because this one thing that happened made such an impression and imprint upon her emotionally, energetically, that it's now physically manifesting in her reality. She's in some environments that aren't exactly the most stable and supportive, right? So I said, so what do we need? You know, so that's the message you're sending out to the universe, and that's exactly what you're being met with, which is not what we want. So what do we want? What is the antithesis of the bottom falling out? It is stability, right? Safety. So what can she look at in her life on an everyday level that she knows is safe? She knows is stable. She can totally bank on with 100% of her heart space and head space. And I was like, you loved your kids? And she's like, yeah. And I'm like, your kids love you? And she's like, yeah. And I'm like, that's stable. Stable love. She smiles. And I was like, you go home to a man that loves you. And I was like, and if you go home and you tell them that you want to focus on the stable and safe things in your life and you want to talk about them at the dinner table, I bet they'll say, thanks, Mom, and they'll love you through it. And she smiled. And I was like, that's so much safety right there. That's so much stability. That's never going to, the bottom's never going to fall out on that. It's always going to be like that for you. You know that, don't you? And she did. So that's the way you can take a belief, a core value, a core belief that is possibly dominating what's going on in your life, and you can flip it and make it and start cultivating the space that you want, the stuff that you want to see, the beliefs and the values that you want to be broadcasting, right? If you want to know how to get in touch with these beliefs a little bit better, like I said, you can journal, you can book an appointment with me, we can do work together. I also have an amazing tool that I have created, and I made a video about it here on called the Core Value House, and I'll link it at the bottom of this video. You can watch that video and you can start to find out what kind of system you're living in your head and in your heart. What kind of house have you created? Is it a house of hospitality, or is it a house of bondage that you're living life in? You know, chances are, if you're not happy with your life right now, if you're not living the life of your desires, then it's not the ideal life of hospitality, right? So for today, if you start to get all caught up in it, perish poverty and push prosperity. And remember that it is impossible for something to simply happen to you if you're not thinking about it. Okay? Card for the day. Boom. When I lean on certainty and faith, this is lovely, I change my mind about the world I see. Can you say holy synchronicity? I love you. Happy Friday. I will see you again come Monday.